It's another exciting episode of Sport Pizza, and I'm welcoming you to the show. My name is Adeni Yabafemi Falana. There's a lot to talk about today on the show, from the world of tennis, talking about the next Grand Slam that is coming up, the Wimbledon. We have news regarding that particular one, and one man is saying he wants to win the Wimbledon Open. Who is that man? Of course, you'll be getting all of that on the show. Nigeria basketball is in the news again for the good reason. Of course, talking about the FIBA Under-16 tournament, where our girls did us proud over the weekend. We also have news from the world of transfers, as well as some African football, even the Nigeria not participating in that particular tournament. All of this we have for you on the show today. You definitely want to stick around. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back from that particular short break. So let's get into the story right away. Charity, they say, begins from home, and we are starting the show today with news regarding the FIBA Under-16 qualifier that happened over the weekend. And the news is that Nigeria returned to FIBA Under-16 Women's African Championship after an 8-year absence. Yeah, the last time the Under-17 basketball team, talking about the female basketball team, qualified for the African tournament was in the year 2015. And ever since then, Nigeria has been in the wilderness of basketball. But over the weekend, they did the nation proud by beating a fierce rival, not just in basketball, in sports. As a matter of fact, in everything. Ghana, our neighbors, our West African neighbors, they defeated Ghana in the qualifying round, talking about the Zone 3 qualifier. And of course, having missed out on the FIBA Under-16 African Championship for 6 years, Nigeria are making a return to the event courtesy of their wins over host Ghana at the Zone 3 qualifiers. Nigeria last appeared in the tournament in 2015 in Madagascar, where they finished second behind Mali. And of course, the Nigerian girls made no pretense about their set goal as they humbled Ghana in 2 games, 73-24 as well as 65-17, and punched their tickets to the final round coming up in Tunisia. So an outstanding victory for the girls. I mean, how do you go to someone's home and defeat them or beat them, whatever language you want to use at this particular moment? 73-24 in the first game, and of course 65-17 in the second game. So the girls are through to the qualifying round in Africa generally, and that game, that tournament will be played in Tunisia. And if they progress at a particular tournament, they will be going on to represent Africa at the world stage. Would they be able to do that? Well, that is left to be seen. But the news right now is that it's not just the D Tigers and the D Tigress that are doing the nations proud in the world of basketball. The age grade competition also, it's something that we definitely need to cheer about. And I don't want this to stop here. I want more age grade competitions, to be played for our basketball in the male and the female category. And who says we can't go on to achieve great things in the world of basketball? We know we've been focusing more on the male team, and of course the female team, talking about the senior male team and the senior female team. But I think it's that time they pay more attention to the age grade, when it comes to our basketball. I mean, we were in the wilderness for 8 years talking about our basketball in the age grade competition, but finally they are out of that. And what better way to do it than beating your rivals, your perceived rivals, in the world of sports, and not just in sport, just like I said earlier on, in every other thing, talking about Ghana in their own backyard. So congratulations to the girls for making it to the next round. Hopefully they'll be able to go a step further, and of course make it to the world stage. And who says they can't win? I mean, this is sport. Anything is possible. So moving away from Africa, but still sticking with other sport at this particular moment, let's talk about the world of Formula 1 motor racing, you want to say it. And having seen Max Verstappen and Red Bull steal the title from him in 2021 and also retaining the title in 2022, Red Bull is on course again to win the Formula 1 season for 2023. But the good news right now for Lewis Hamilton and for the fans of Mercedes is that Lewis Hamilton's new contract with Mercedes will be finalized and could be announced at the British Grand Prix in a fortnight. Of course, Hamilton's current deal expires at the end of the year, and he held talks with team principal Toto Wolff about his future earlier this month. Ahead of last week's Canadian Grand Prix, Wolff revealed, "We are talking more days than weeks regarding Hamilton's future at Mercedes. However, Lewis Hamilton, who is looking for his first win since December 2021, the last time Lewis Hamilton actually won a Formula 1 race was December 2021. That means Max Verstappen has literally been pressing the throat of Lewis Hamilton, and he said he suggested otherwise when speaking to the press in Montreal. According to the team principal for Mercedes, talking about Toto Wolff, he said Lewis Hamilton is close. Yes, he's close to signing a new deal. But Lewis Hamilton is saying, we had a good meeting just recently. They are very complex contract. It's not just a simple driving contract. Of course, Lewis Hamilton is saying that right now I'm planning to be here and racing for a decent chunk of time. You have just to get to explore all avenues in the sense of how you can continue to expand your partnership with such a great organization. And he went further to say it's not as easy as just saying go ahead, and I don't have to rush things, talking about signing a new contract. According to a report, his current deal that is expiring at the end of the year is a whopping £40 million a year deal that he signed with Mercedes. And of course, other car constructors have been looking at poaching Lewis Hamilton from Mercedes, but Lewis Hamilton, according to a report, will be signing a contract extension. He has also said it that, wait, don't let us rush things. I'm here to stay with you guys. I still have 6 months left on my contract. Will I be signing a new one? Well, that is left to be seen. But of course, we are expecting Lewis Hamilton to still continue with Mercedes, all things being equal. It hasn't been the best of season for them, just like we saw in 2022, and we are also seeing 2023. But Mercedes are saying we are going to make an upgrade on our engine before the end of this season. So before the beginning of next season, 2024, just maybe Lewis Hamilton will see reasons to sign the contract extension with them, because he still wants to compete at the highest level and not just allow Max Verstappen of Red Bull to have all the shine for the world of motor racing. Moving away from that, but still sticking with other sports right now. Let's tell you that one man is telling Novak Djokovic, I am gunning for your crown. We are talking about the world #1 ranking. He is definitely the world #1 right now after he won a tournament over the weekend. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about the Spaniard himself, Carlos Alcaraz. And of course, Carlos Alcaraz secured his first grass court title with victory over Alex de Minaur in the final at the Queen's Club over the weekend, before declaring he's one of the favorites to win the Wimbledon. That's before we get into the story itself. At the French Open, we said the winner between Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz was definitely going to win the French Open, which was the Grand Slam, the second Grand Slam of the year. And guess what? Novak Djokovic prevailed over Carlos Alcaraz in the semi-final, and of course it was a case of how many sets was Djokovic going to play in the final. And of course, Djokovic played just 3 straight sets, defeating his opponent. No disrespect to his opponent, but then again, it's Novak Djokovic. You expect the best from him. But one man right now is saying, I am also the favorite for the Wimbledon title, talking about the next Grand Slam that is happening next month. The 20-year-old Spaniard would now overtake Novak Djokovic as world #1 and confirm he will be a major contender to take the Serb's crown at Wimbledon next month with a commanding 6-4, 6-4, 2 straight set victories against Alex de Minaur. So the Spaniard is saying, Novak Djokovic, I'm coming for your crown. Novak Djokovic, by the way, is the defending champion of the Wimbledon. He won the Wimbledon in the year 2022, and already he has won 2 Grand Slams this year, talking about the Australian Open in the month of January and of course the French Open last month. But one man is saying, I'm gunning for your crown this time around, and that is Carlos Alcaraz. Will he be able to do that? Well, that is left to be seen. But if there's one thing I can guarantee you is if they find a way, if there's a way both players don't get to face each other before the final, then we are in for a very, very good final showpiece. But if we are going to be seeing a repeat of the of the French Open semi-final that we saw earlier this year, then I think I'm going to be putting my money on Novak Djokovic, beating Carlos Alcaraz again at another major Grand Slam. Of course, he has been winning ATP tours. He has been playing fantastic tennis this year, but when it comes to the major tournament, he hasn't really been able to have that final push, to get into the final, and not just getting into the final to winning the tournament. Talking about Carlos Alcaraz, but talking about ATP tours, he has been winning all of that, and he won his first grass title over the weekend against Alex de Minaur, and that is making the young man feel like, well, I can take on anyone. And he is saying, Novak Djokovic, I am coming for you. Will he be able to do that? Well, that is left to be seen. But one thing we can tell you is that we have to go on a very, very quick break. When we come back from that particular break, it will be time to move into the world of football. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back from that particular short break. And just so you know, you can send us message on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as the email being displayed on the screen. Let us get your thoughts on what you feel we can do better on the show. You can also, send an email to us and tell us that this is what you feel the show should be. And also you can drop a comment for us. We'll be glad to take all your corrections, all your suggestions, as well as all your comments. So moving in from that, let's touch base with football. And of course, cast your mind back to a couple of months back, where the dream team, talking about the team that was supposed to qualify for the Olympics football for Nigeria, failed to make it to the AFCON Under-23 tournament, currently being played in Morocco right now. That is why we're not going to be having a Nigeria team, play at the Olympics. They're talking about the Paris 2024 Olympics. But the news right now is that the AFCON Under-23 tournament has started, and of course it started over the weekend in Morocco. And Mali defeated Gabon 3-2, 5-goal thriller. Hardly will you see a game in Africa that I will see 3, 4, 5 goals, but that was what happened over the weekend in Morocco. Egypt also were held goalless by Niger Republic. A surprising result, by the way, because when you consider the quality of football in Egypt and the quality of football for Niger Republic, you probably think Egypt should have the last laugh over Niger Republic. But hey, a goalless draw, a very, very impressive way to start the tournament for Niger Republic. But the host nation kick-started the tournament with a 2-1 victory against Guinea. Guinea, by the way, were the team that defeated the dream team, our Nigerian team, from making it to the next round. The host nation Morocco kick-started the tournament over the weekend too by beating Guinea 2-1. And I'm particularly happy with this particular result here. You might call me a sore loser. Yeah, the Guineans, they were the one that defeated the dream team, in the preliminary round of the qualifying series, and they make Nigeria, make it to the Under-23 tournament in Morocco. And Morocco, were able to beat them 2-1 in the opening game. But West African neighbors, talking about Ghana, also defeated Congo 3-2. So those are the results, from the match day 1 of the AFCON Under-23 tournament. In case you don't know, the Under-23 tournament is going to produce the 3 teams that will be representing Africa at the 2024 Olympics in Paris. So Mali, Egypt, Gabon, Niger Republic, Morocco, Guinea, Congo, and Ghana will all be vying for the top 3 positions, for this tournament. 2 groups, currently being played, Group A and Group B. The top 2 will qualify for the semi-final, and the final 2 will, slug it out for who is going to win the tournament. So if you find a way to make it to the final, then you're sure of making it to the Olympics, in 2024. But then again, if you get knocked out, or if you get defeated in the semi-final, then you have a chance, to win the last slot, by winning the bronze medal. Will they be able to do it? Well, talking about Guinea, that is left to be seen. But for what I saw against the dream team, the Guineans, they play good football. But you don't want to, bet against the North African teams, making it to the Olympics. Talking about Egypt, and I'm talking about Morocco. Morocco football has steadily been on the rise, for the past couple of years. Cast your mind back to the last World Cup that happened last year, with Morocco getting all the way to the semi-final and only getting knocked out by France, a wonderful French team. I seriously feel the Moroccans should have beaten the French, in that particular game. But that is me just, I'm an African, so definitely leaning towards, an African team winning that particular tournament. So that is that regarding the AFCON Under-20 tournament. This is the second time Nigeria are failing to qualify for the Olympics. 2 consecutive times that we've not qualified. The last time we actually qualified for the Olympics was in the year 2016. Remember, Rio Olympic in 2016. And guess what? Mikel Obi was in the news in that particular tournament, talking about paying the hotel bills, for the team. Well, it's not something we want to talk about today. So moving away from that, let's touch base with some transfer news. And if you're a lover of Chelsea, definitely you will be delighted with this particular news, because the news is that Kalidou Koulibaly has officially signed from Al Hilal of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, they are pumping money into football right now, signing players left, right, front, center. Ronaldo has joined them. That one is no longer in news. He joined the January transfer window. Karim Benzema also became the fourth big name to sign for a Saudi Arabia club this summer. N'Golo Kante has also moved to Saudi Arabia, and now the official news is that Kalidou Koulibaly has signed for Al Hilal of Saudi Arabia. £20 million to £26 million is what we are getting right now, because he was signed by Chelsea last summer for £36 to £37 million, and they are selling him to Saudi Arabia for £20 to £22 or £26 million. Well, Chelsea fans are definitely happy to let him go. They are happy to see him go because they've complained. They suffered bitterly in the hands of Koulibaly. I'm very sure you definitely agree with me that they are cutting their cost and allowing to leave. Al Hilal didn't just sign only Koulibaly over the weekend. Another player, this came as a bit of shock to me, by the way, because I feel he's still young. I mean, he has a lot to play in European football. At the age of 26, he decided to leave Wolverhampton Wanderers to go to Al Hilal. £47 million is what Wolverhampton Wanderers are getting from Al Hilal this particular moment, and that is Portuguese midfielder Ruben Neves. And the report is that he has just a year left on his contract as Wolverhampton Wanderers midfielder. Maybe that is why they decided to cash in on him. The report was that Barcelona were going to make a move for him, but Barcelona, they don't have money. That one is no longer in use for us, that Barcelona does not have money. And that is why Wolverhampton Wanderers decided to sell him to Al Hilal. 45 or £47 million is the report right now. So Ruben Neves and Koulibaly were the 2 players confirmed over the weekend as signing for Al Hilal. And one player moving away from Chelsea also. Chelsea are just doing come and buy your own, but don't select right now because another player is on the verge of leaving the club, and that is Kyle Havertz. The report is that Arsenal have decided to pay £60 to £65 million for Kyle Havertz, and as an Arsenal fan, I really don't understand what the coach talking about, Mikel Arteta, is definitely cooking right now, or what he sees in Kyle Havertz. But hey, I've been taught to trust the process. Trust the coach. The coach definitely knows what he is doing. And the report is that he completed his medicals over the weekend, and hopefully this week he will be confirmed as an Arsenal player. So that's that regarding Kyle Havertz. Chelsea are still in the news. I think this summer transfer window, just like the January transfer window, is going to be all about Chelsea, because the report is that they have also, completed the medicals for Jackson. Jackson is signing from Villarreal for £35 million. So they've confirmed that Jackson has completed his medicals for Chelsea, and he will be signing as an official Chelsea player later this week. Chelsea is still in the news, and the report is that Mason Mount is no longer or won't be moving to Manchester United at the end of the day, because Chelsea rejected the latest bid from Manchester United for Mason Mount, and that is £55 million. And United, according to the report, are saying this is a final offer. If you are not going to take it, then we are not going to bid higher than that. And so many United fans are saying that let's walk away from this deal so it doesn't get dragged, till the end of the transfer window, and we end up not finding an adequate replacement for Mason Mount. But the news is Mason Mount has just a year left on his contract, and he has hinted that he does not want to go, but then again he doesn't want to sign a contract extension because the money they are offering him is not something that he wants to take. He feels he should be one of the highest earners, at Chelsea. Is it justifiable? Well, you can say that, and some will say it's not justifiable. But the report is that Chelsea have rejected £55 million from Manchester United, for the player. So another news making around, talking about Saudi Arabia right now, is that Roberto Firmino is in the news, being linked with a move to Saudi Arabia, as well as the Riyad Mahrez of Algeria that plays for Manchester City. Bernardo Silva is also in the news, being wanted by Paris Saint-Germain, being wanted by Barcelona, of course still wanted by Man City. They want him to stay, as well as a club from Saudi Arabia looking at signing Bernardo Silva. So that's that regarding stories for you today on the show. show on Sports Pizza. But before we go, you know how we do it on the show by serving you the Sports Pizza play of the week. You know, when we come back from that Sports Pizza play of the week, we have something interesting to discuss with you. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back from that particular break, and I'm very sure you enjoyed that particular video talking about our Sports Pizza play of the week. But just before we go, we have something small for you, our viewers. And of course, the NFL president, talking about Ibrahim Gusau, has come out to tell us that the future of our Nigerian next coach, the Nigerian next coach, is in the hand of the fans, at home, and they have told us that they will be allowing us to select who is going to be the next coach of the Super Eagles. According to him, he said we've tried the foreign coaches. It's like they are not working. We've tried home-based coaches, and also it's like they are not working. And fans keep clamoring for this, keep clamoring for that. And of course, they said they are going to throw it open for every one of us. Not saying that Jose Parcero contract will not be extended, because his contract will be expiring at the end of this month or next month at thereabout. But he is saying that the fans at home, you'll be the one to vote for the coach that you want as the coach of the Super Eagles. I would have asked my my cinematographer behind the screen to tell me the coach he wants, but of course he also will be casting this. But so what we'll be doing on Sports Pizza is we'll be putting out a poll for you, our viewers out there. Who do you want as the coach of the Super Eagles? Who do you want as the coach of the Super Eagles? And just maybe Ibrahim Gusau, the NFL president, will be seeing your vote, or what we'll be sending every vote to him, so that he can know what the fans of Sports Pizza are saying at this particular moment. So you can follow us on all our social media platforms for you to be able to cast your vote on Instagram, on Twitter, as well as Facebook. Who do you want as the next coach of the Super Eagles? Do you want Parcero to be retained? Do you want Osuna Guavani to be brought back? Or do you want Samson Siasia maybe to be brought back? Salisu Yusuf is also in the news. Or maybe you want a Jose Mourinho as the coach of the Super Eagles, or the new coach that just won the league with Enyimba, talking about Finidi George. Well, just cast your vote. Let us know who you want at the end of the day, and we'll be glad for you to do all of that. So we've come to the end of the show again today. My name is Adeni Obafemi Falana. Till we come your way again next time. Bye for now.